he was going to come back. But
Man, I was ready to come on here and start gloating about Kansas City losing, and they scored. They just scored a touchdown, and now I'm nervous. They're
yeah, it looks like the Raiders are going to hold
gonna
on
choke.
though.
They're gonna choke.
Well, it's 3rd and 3 on the Chiefs 47. They
Mm.
just called timeout, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right, people,
Yeah.
we are live. We are live. Ravens beat down the Bengals
hmm
27-3. The Panthers pause up 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
They beat the Falcons
23-16.
23-16. It was a good win. It was a good win. They were physical this game, man. Mike Davis, he was pounding the rock, and even Curtis Samuel got in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fought hard, man, and they held the Falcons to 16 points, which you need to do. So,
Yeah. But
yeah,
like I said, I mean, Julio didn't play, and they still let Calvin Ridley go off for
yeah.
over
I mean,
100
he's a good
yards. So
player.
that's
He's gonna
not,
go off.
like I said, except last week when I made some points. Whatever. But yeah, no, you should be able to beat Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
So, they played pretty well. Brian Burns got hurt. From what I've heard, it's not serious. They just held him out for the rest of the game as a
yeah,
precaution. Teddy played well. Like I said, Mike Davis played well. That was his best career game. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson both played well. Curtis Samuel finally getting involved. So it was a real good win.
yeah, yeah. So 3-2.
hmm
I
With the
mean,
Bears coming up. Why, why are you listening to the stream right
hold
now?
on. I'm trying to mute it.
And you're all behind.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, it's 4th and 1 for the Raiders.
See, I told you.
If I that might just go for it.
Yeah. Care Bro loading. Is that Carolina? Carolina Bro loading. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hey man. Pause up. Pause up. Okay. Got that W.
Okay.
Got that W. Make sure you follow us, man. Follow us on Sportscaster. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. LBHT Show. All right. We are everywhere. We actually made it back to the live stream like we promised this time. Usually we don't
right.
hold our promise. So,
Men of our word.
yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Like I said, the Panthers, I caught most of that game. Defense balled out. The defense balled out, man. Yeah, and I said Brian Burns was having another good game until he got hurt. What's that safety's name? I forget your safety's name.
Justin Burris.
Burris, he had an interception. That was a nice interception and kept his feet in bounds.
He also had the play that got Brian Burns hurt. So,
yeah, that was an accident, man. That was an accident. He didn't mean to, but no. Overall, like I said, you hold a team like Atlanta, who may not be a good team, but offensively they're pretty good. You hold them 16 points. Yeah, good day for the defense.
Yeah, you want to see them play better against the run. Todd Gurley had a 35-yard touchdown to open the game, but they tightened up over the rest of the afternoon. Like I said before, Teddy played. He's continuing to play well. That's 3 in a row now. They're gonna. Oh my God, are they going for it? Yeah, I'm sorry. The Raiders are going for it on 4th down here. 4th and 1. I don't think they got it.
They just switched over to the Dallas game on my stream.
I don't think they got it, but we'll see. But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's playing well. The receivers are playing really well. It's probably the most talented wide receiver group Carolina has ever had.
Right.
That's including Smith and Muhammad, because they have the third guy now. Yeah. So we'll see next week. Chicago's defense is for real. So
yeah,
we'll see how they show up next week, how they handle Allen Robinson. But for now, 3 in a row, they can go home happy.
No, absolutely.
They gave him the first down, so that'll be game over.
Okay. How much time is left?
Minute 10. But Kansas City doesn't have any timeouts left, so that one's
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, good win for the Raiders. I told you, man, the Raiders played tough. They may not be a necessarily good team, but they play tough. You have to really bring your A game against them every week.
Yeah, look, and like I always say, when you say that, I'd rather be good than tough. So,
no, absolutely. I'd rather be lucky than anything. Yeah, whatever gets me wins.
That was a pretty good beat down Baltimore's defense laid on Cincinnati. I won't really say the same about the offense. The offense still didn't look good, but they were lighting up Joe Burrow today.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about the offense. I was in the group chat with Engraven and Sonny and Joe Nubo. Make sure you guys follow all of them too. Engraven Vids on YouTube. Sonny is SZG Sports. Make sure you give him a follow. Joe Nubo, Coach
podcast, right?
Yeah. You got Ivan Evans. That's Coach Evans. Make sure you give him a follow. Raven C. These are all YouTubers. They're all dope, man, and they give great viewpoints on the Ravens. Sutton Def, even though his channel isn't really a Ravens channel, but
he's got a nice clothing line going and everything. He's a photographer. Yeah, give him a follow.
Yeah. Definitely check him out. And he's got a podcast, Sitting on 22s. So yeah, him and his crew. So shout out to them.
I might have to order some of his clothes since my hoodie that I ordered from our store has not shown up yet.
Yeah, it's never gonna come. It's never gonna come. Yeah, but yeah, the offense just looks. I mean, this is, even though it's a good win, 27-3. The defense played great. That's what you want to see from the defense. I know it's the Bengals, but still, you held them to 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my concern, man, is that even when the defense plays well, if they were a better offense, or even if they held on to some of those interceptions that Lamar threw.
Yeah.
I mean,
he threw several.
He should have had at least 3 interceptions today. I mean, for being real about it, he had a very bad game.
Yeah, and we mentioned before. We mentioned in the stream before. Bengals have one of the worst defenses in the league, and Baltimore put up 20 points on them. So.
And honestly, I feel lucky that we did, because it could have been worse than that. Yeah, one of the interceptions. No, the first interception, the one interception he threw was his fault. One of the passes that should have been intercepted wasn't quite his fault. He was on the run and Ricard. Well, he was trying not to get sacked, and he threw the ball to Ricard, and Ricard kind of tipped it to the guy. So okay, maybe that was on him. Maybe it was on Ricard. That second one that should have been an interception was all on Lamar. That definitely should have been an interception. That was to Akeem Gaither Davis.
Yeah.
So
he threw it directly to him,
and he just dropped it. So not a great day. But look, they tried to pass the ball more this game, and I get it. I think they're trying to get their passing game in gear, and you want to do it against bad teams. But they look bad.
They look bad. That's what it is. They don't have the talent in the passing game, and I don't want to hear anything about them being young. I don't want to hear anything about them, still trying to get things together. I saw Chase Claypool had 4 touchdowns today. They could have had Chase Claypool. They chose Devin Duvernay. Duvernay he had a nice run today for 42 yards, but he's not out there producing like they need him to. Miles Boykin's not producing the way they need him to.
Right.
The O-line isn't blocking. Lamar's been off for several games this year, and their wide receivers just aren't talented enough.
That's my whole thing, though, man. Like, if our defense was performing like our offense, Ravens fans wouldn't want to hear any excuses. They want either way, whether it's the D-line is young, or they're not really, players aren't really getting snaps or whatever. You wouldn't want to hear the excuse. You want to see results. We need to have that same mindset on offense. It doesn't matter why they're not getting it done. They're not getting it done. You need to see results.
Yeah.
If it's a coaching thing, I get it. I don't think Greg Roman is the best of offensive coordinators. I don't think he's the worst either. But what helps remedy that is talent.
he's one of the worst if you want to throw the ball.
Yeah,
he's never had a good passing offense.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, I'm not going to defend him. The offense just looked lost. They look like, I said it before, they look like they don't practice offense.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. The run plays out there, people, the receivers don't look like they know where they're going. There was another play on Miles Boykin. I don't know what he was doing on that play. Suddy was in the chat room and he was saying that, he think it looked like he was trying to run a curl route and Lamar threw the go route. But honestly, it didn't even look like he was doing a curl. It looked like he just, I don't know. I'm just out there. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm very disappointed in the offense, man. And look, we have time to get it together, but I think we're going to need to bring in some help. Definitely at wide receiver. These guys just they can't get it done.
Yeah. They have, is it Philly next week or is it Pittsburgh next week?
Pittsburgh, I believe.
Okay.
And Pittsburgh,
who knows? Because we just saw on Twitter earlier that they rescheduled about 12 games.
Before I saw the Dallas Giants game come up on the screen, I was going to ask you if there were any late games because this new reschedule that came out. I wasn't even sure there's going to be any late games.
Man, Miami is putting it on San Francisco right now. It's 14-0 in the first quarter.
I picked Miami.
That's nice. I did not.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, the story with the Ravens is offense. Going back to Carolina for a second. Like I said, I'm impressed with what the defense has done over the last few weeks. I've been saying it. I want them. I just want to see them clean up, some of those like, some of those mental errors. Play more disciplined football, get a little bit better every week, and that's exactly what they've done over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like I said, they've been aided by the other team quite a bit over the last 3 weeks, but that's part of
the game. Yeah. So, that's part of the game.
Next week they got Nick Foles. I expect him to help them out as well. So hopefully they'll be looking at 4 wins in a row.
You could be 4-2, man. 4-2. And that's one of those things. Sometimes teams that aren't that good have hot years, right? Like they get on a roll, they get on a win streak, and they want to keep it going. And who knows what that turns into, man. And I'm not even calling the Panthers a bad team, but they're a young team for sure, especially on defense. So, let's see how long they can keep this going and see what they look like at the end of the year. And then the offseason is going to be the most important thing, no matter how you finish. How are you going to add to what you already have?
Yeah. The O-line has played better than I expected so far. They still need to work on that. But yeah, it's going to be adding to that defense. Because it's very young, very thin. So they're going to have to get some more guys in there, particularly in the secondary. Yeah. A little note for tomorrow night's game. I believe it's tomorrow night. The Saints and the Chargers. New Orleans just suspended Mike Thomas for this week's game for conduct detrimental to the team.
What? Hey, Cash Money, shout out to you, man. Respect. Make sure you subscribe to us, man. But yeah, wait, what did?
So nobody knows what he did because he's working his way back from that high ankle sprain. And he's been practicing the last couple of weeks. He didn't play last week. And this week they were kind of, they hadn't determined yet. And then they came out and they said he's not playing, and they said it was not injury related. So of course that got people, a little suspicious since he's injured. And they came out and they said it's a suspension, conduct detrimental. So don't know what he did, but just seeing Mike Thomas's activity on Twitter, I imagine he just made one too many snide remarks at Sean Payton as Sean Payton was walking away and couldn't hear him, and Sean just got tired of it.
And who are they playing this week? They're playing the Chargers.
The Chargers.
They're like, yeah, we can get with that. We can get this without him.
You say that, but
I didn't say that they're going. I'm saying he's thinking that.
We'll see.
I was saying he's thinking that.
I got the Chargers in that one.
Coaches always believe that. Coaches always believe that. I'm sure he said something. It had to be something very disrespectful. So I'm not even going to say this. I'm not even going to say what are they thinking, because it had to be something very disrespectful. I might have
extremely.
Yeah,
because all you had to say was, no, he's not ready to go. He's hurt already. Yeah. How many people were even expecting him to play? But for you to come out and make that distinction, like, no, this is not about his ankle.
I wonder what it is though.
No,
Could it be on a trading block?
no, I'll trade block.
What would it take to get Mike Thomas?
They're just teaching old Sideshow Bob a lesson. That's
What
all.
would the Ravens give up for Mike Thomas?
What would the Ravens give up? Gus Edwards and a future fourth.
Man, I give up a first and second and third for the next 2 years.
Oh, I'm sure you would. I'm saying the Ravens would not. The Ravens do not think that you need to score points to win games in the NFL.
Seriously, if let's just say, we're going to talk a little fantasy land right now. Guys, child, welcome back to the stream. What's up, man? Ravens won, but I really want us to start clicking again. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That'll happen as soon as y'all get some talent on offense, man.
Okay, well, even if we get back to basics, run the ball. What is their beef with running the ball? They were running the ball well again, and then just like
I think the main thing is that they realize that they're not going to get where they want to go running the ball. They're not going to beat Kansas City running the ball, right? So they want to try and work out the kinks in the pass game, and they just don't have the talent to really perform there.
Yeah.
And look, I was not high on Devin Duvernay. We talked about that even before he was drafted. I don't think that he was a very good prospect, but he can run. He's a very violent runner. He's got some great straight line speed. So yeah, give him the ball more on sweeps, reverses, screens. Get him involved. He had a reverse early in the game and went for 42 yards, and then you never heard from him again.
Right. Yeah. He had that big run, and that was it. Like keep drawing up plays like that, man. Like that's where you need to start if you want to get him involved. Like, and we knew this, him coming out of college. We knew, you said it. I mean, you nailed it. He needs to be involved in the screen game heavily. He needs to be involved on like those reverses and things like that. Short passes, and it's like they don't understand that.
Right. They got to get him the ball quickly and in space and just let him run. So I don't think he's going to do too much damage, just as a receiver trying to get open consistently and make catches. But if you get the ball in his hands and let him run, then yeah, he'll make plays for you.
Yeah.
But they don't seem interested in that. So
yeah, anytime they get something going, it just looks like they want to do something different. Right. Mm-hmm. And I totally get that. But why didn't you prepare for that? That's my whole thing. And it looks like they've been trying to do that from the jump. They've been trying to get the pass game going from week one, but they're just not quite on the same page. But if you wanted to do that, you knew you needed to bring in some more talent. You knew that. Even if you didn't want to spend a first round pick on a wide receiver, this is my thing. Even if you're like, hey, Patrick is too good value right there. We were planning on going T. Higgins, but Patrick Queen was there. We didn't expect him to be there. We're going to get Patrick Queen here. Spend the next couple rounds drafting wide receivers, right? You went running back in the second round. I know J.K. Dobbins is a beast. I know that. I expect him to be Ray Rice-ish in this offense, but we didn't need him. No. We didn't need him. We needed wide receivers. And in the second round, we still had, who was still on the board? Claypool was definitely on the board, who had 3 touchdowns today. Chase Claypool was on the board.
4 touchdowns he had today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns. Denzel Mims was still there. I mean, although haven't seen him play yet because of injury. Van Jefferson, Brian Edwards. I mean, there were several options there. I'm trying to think of anybody else off the top of my head. I can't remember. But the point is, you shouldn't even have been looking at running back there, regardless of who it was.
Right.
It's just you had 2 running backs already. Well, 3 if you count Justice Hill, who doesn't even get to be active on game days now.
I mean, look, J.K. Dobbins, second round. Malik Harrison, third round. Justin Madubuike, third round. Duvernay, third round. Who's the other person that we picked up in the third?
Tyree Phillips.
Now, Tyree Phillips is our starting guard. He didn't start today. He was hurt.
Yeah.
But out of all those picks, man, like, how many of them do you think? I mean, how many of them do we really need? Like, you couldn't have you wouldn't have rather package those picks to move up in the first round to get a Jerry Jeudy type of player.
Right. And how many of those players do you actually think are going to make a significant impact on your team? None of them, really.
Look, I like Malik Harrison. I think Malik Harrison is going to be a fine linebacker in this league. I just don't think he's going to make a big impact in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he wasn't going to beat out LJ Ford. LJ Ford was balling out last year, and LJ Ford ain't old. We just gave him an extension. He's not going to let a third round rookie take his job. No, sir. So we wasted our pick, man. If you just wanted,
and also, why are they always so focused on getting as many picks as possible for a coach who doesn't like to play young players?
Maybe it's a miscommunication, right? Maybe it's we've heard rumors in the past that DeCosta and Harbaugh aren't exactly on the same page. So maybe DeCosta wants to make a youth push and Harbaugh is against it. So what DeCosta is doing is saying, look, I'm going to force you to play them one way or another because I'm not going to bring in too many veterans. So you're just going to have to play these guys, whether you like it or not. I don't know. What I do know is the Giants just scored a touchdown and they're up 7-3. And
Christ, come on, man.
And if the Cowboys lose this game, mark my words,
Dak is gone.
That coach is fired. He is toast. Jerry Jones will not stand for that. He will not stand for it. Lose to the Giants with no Saquon Barkley? Nope. So, yeah, man. Yeah. 7-3. And they're in Jerry World.
Yeah, my picks were looking pretty good today until right around 4 p.m. And it started to go south a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't see
Dallas is going to win though. Like I'm not worried about that. They can't lose to the Giants.
Okay.
They can't. No, they can't. They can't.
Gosh, child, thank you about my point about the picks.
Pretty sure that was my point, but whatever.
No, it's my point. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, every year we hoard picks.
Yeah.
And we did it. So gosh, child, if you check out our podcast, it's one of our earlier podcasts. And we also did a video. You can check out the video. Which picks do you think are going to work out? On average, for most teams, you're only going to hit maybe 30% of your picks, right? So we had 10 picks this year. You're talking about 3 players out of those 10 that are really going to work out for your team. That's not to say who's going to be good or who's going to be bad. Who's going to work out for your team, right? So which 3 are you picking? Even if you want to be generous and say 4 picks, 40% of the picks, which usually doesn't happen. Which 4 players are you picking out of those 10 players to work out? Right. I think Patrick Queen obviously is working out. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to work out. But outside of that, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So why do you need all those picks?
And also, it depends on what you mean by working out, right? Like if James Prochet makes the team and is on the team for a couple of years, that's working out for a 7th round pick. He doesn't even ever have to see the field to say that was a good pick because he's on the team. You don't expect a 7th round pick to make your roster multiple times,
right.
Yeah. I'm looking at Devin Duvernay. Working out for Devin Duvernay to me is not a guy who has the potential to go for 1,200 yards, right? He's more of a gadget guy,
right?
And he could work out in that role and still not be the receiver that Baltimore needs him to be.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's not working out, and that is Miles Boykin.
He's not working out.
No,
he's not, and I don't know what it is. I don't know whose fault. Well, I mean, it's Miles Boykin's fault. I don't know whose fault it is, him or Lamar's. But I mean, you have to do whatever you got to do to get on the same page with the quarterback. That's just what it is.
Well, listen,
right?
One of them was an MVP and one of them is Miles Boykin. So even if it's Lamar's fault, it's Miles' fault.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. So he went to Boykin today, and I guess he was trying to do a curl route. It didn't even look like he was doing a curl route, but he was doing something out there, and Lamar was trying to hit him on the go route, and for whatever reason, they just don't connect. And it seems to always be the case with Miles Boykin, and it's like, you got to figure it out, man. Like you're gonna have to carry his bags and follow him around, do whatever, and work it out. You know what I'm saying? Like do something. Like right now, as they're showering, get ready to go home, he needs to be on a text with him. He needs to be FaceTiming him, like, yo, what you doing? Let's talk. You know,
what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? You know, like I'm gonna order some Uber Eats. I'm coming to your crib and we're gonna watch some tape. You know, like I brought my sleeping bag. You know, I'm just gonna sleep right here on the floor. Don't even worry about it.
Part of the problem is Baltimore, they don't have a history of being able to develop wide receivers, right?
No,
they just don't. And then you took a wide receiver who needed a lot of development in Miles Boykin. So I'm not sure why any of us thought that was going to work out.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, if you're gonna draft a wide receiver, it has to be for the Ravens, ideally first round, like Hollywood Brown, right? You want to get somebody that has great talent, and Hollywood Brown has great talent. That's why he's standing out right now, because he was the first wide receiver taken off the board when we got him, right? So we got the best one that we thought was available, the absolute best one. We're usually not in a position to do that. Right. And this was supposedly a deep wide receiver class. Okay, man, you can't wait until the third round. You know, Duvernay was like the 16th wide receiver picked. He was like the 16th wide receiver picked. The 16th, we got the 16th best wide receiver. Come on, man. What's he going to do for us?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. And even with Hollywood, I think there were several wide receivers in this class.
Gosh, child, appreciate you coming through to the stream, man. Much love, man. Respect.
Yeah, there were several wide receivers in this class who were better than him. I don't think he was any kind of elite prospect, Hollywood, coming out. He's a good talent for sure.
Yes.
But that's how I thought it was so important for them to, scrape together your picks, throw Matt Judon on the block, move up and get one of those top three guys. CD Lamb has been consistently playing well. Everybody saw what Jerry Jeudy did in their game on Thursday. Henry Ruggs went out there today and had 2 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown. Baltimore doesn't have any players who can.
The Giants scored again.
No, they didn't. No.
Kyler Fackrell, it looks like a pick 6.
Jesus.
Yeah. Zeke didn't catch the ball. He tipped the ball in the air. Took it to the house. McCarthy, you're done. You are done. Look, all I can say is it's early, and I know Dak can put up some points. Quickly.
Listen, I still don't have any doubt that Dallas is in this game, but you can't. It's a real bad look to be down 14-3.
That's a touchdown, man. Woo!
Yeah, that's a real bad look. You're
finished, dude. You're finished. He may not even be able to do the post game interview if he loses this. I wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
But
Colts just went ahead of Cleveland 7-3.
Okay, yeah, I picked the Colts to win that one.
Always nice when Cleveland is down. That's nice.
Yeah, I picked the Colts to win that one. Yeah, so let's talk about that schedule, that rescheduling a little bit, because you sent that out, and I swear you were sending me another schedule for like another season. Like it looked like a whole list of games.
The Chargers, who have had no positive tests or anything like that, they had like 4 or 5 games rescheduled. There was one game that was supposed to be in week 10 is being moved up to week 6. They're all over the place, and I don't know what are they gonna do if everybody wakes up tomorrow and they find out Tennessee has another positive test and you can't play that game on Tuesday. I don't have any idea what they're going to do.
So, okay. I keep getting them mixed up with the Broncos and Patriots game that got pushed back to the
that's already next week.
And they're trying to do the Tennessee. Yeah, because Tennessee already missed a game. So
Tennessee missed a game, and Buffalo has this game on Tuesday, and they were supposed to be the Thursday night game against Kansas City. That's already been moved back to next Monday.
Yeah. If they really want a legit shot of this working out, you have to just postpone the season, at least for a few weeks. Say, hey, we're gonna take a hiatus for 3 or 4 weeks. And then, we're going to come back and, the Super Bowl is going to be in March now instead of February. Right. I mean, you're not going to have any fans in the stadium anyway. It doesn't matter. Right. Well, that's the other thing too. Get rid of the fans in the stadium. Right. I'm watching that Chiefs game earlier. You got fans in there. Why? You You just had a coronavirus scare, right? Why are you having them in the stadium? That makes no sense. So, suspend it, or at the very least, you're gonna have to add more weeks onto the schedule to say, okay, weeks for makeup games. You're just gonna have to say the playoffs isn't going to start until we're going to push the playoffs back 3 or 4 weeks, and these next couple of weeks at the end of the season are going to just be makeup games.
Mm-hmm.
That's like snow days. You're going to have to do it that way because look, Tennessee has a very high chance of not being able to play on Tuesday, and if that's the case, that's 2 games that they've missed. How are you going to make that up?
Right. Apparently, the way you make that up is by moving 15 other games.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, we're taking a couple weeks off. We're going to make sure every team in the league is nobody has any positive tests, and we're going to restart on such and such date. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
They're trying to do this, as they're trying to reschedule things as these tests come up. And it just makes no sense. And you're also you're punishing teams who haven't had any issues by moving their bye weeks around, by switching up their schedule. The Steelers had a bye week in week 4.
Yeah.
Why would they want that? Nobody wants that. They didn't do anything wrong, and now they have to play the entire rest of the season with no break.
Dak just got sacked, man. Marcus Golden. That's somebody we could have had in the Ravens, talking about needing pass rushers. I'm just saying. But whatever. This is what you get for being stubborn and thinking you can just throw money at a problem and thinking we're NFL, we're too big to fail, and we're just going to go ahead and push through with this. There is nothing you can do about nature, about biology, right? This is a virus. It doesn't matter how much money you try to throw at the problem. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. If you're going to be this stubborn about it, this is what's going to happen. And you weren't even prepared for the obvious. That's the thing that kills me. It was obvious players are going to get sick. That's just the law of averages. Your players are going to get sick, right? And you didn't have any type of contingency plan whatsoever for something like this to happen. Of course, you're going to have to reschedule games. Duh.
Yeah.
Right? You should have had these built-in makeup weeks. So it wouldn't even have been a problem. You shouldn't have had to mess around with anybody's bye week. You should have just been able to say, okay, you're missing this game. You're going to make it up at the end of the year.
Right.
It could have still been a problem, but you'd have been more prepared. At least you would have had a plan. You just put out the schedule as games are going on right now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But that is the NFL. That's how they handle things.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Sportscaster here. Open Heart, thank you for joining the live stream. Lena Wah, thank you for joining the live stream. Make sure you guys follow.
Okay. Yeah.
What's up?
No. I thought the Giants were getting ready to score again, but they were punting.
Yeah. Thank goodness. But yeah, if you guys are watching this live stream, thank you. And make sure you follow us. Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Sportscaster. If you're on Twitter or Instagram or any of that social media, look up LBHT Show and give us a follow. Okay. And also, if you're into podcasts, Lunch Break Hot Take, that's our podcast we put out every week, 2 or 3 episodes a week. And we also have Old Man Gamers. That's our video game podcast. And you can check us out on YouTube as well, Old Man Gamers. So, yeah, man, follow us. But, yeah, man, you got anything else to say about Carolina?
No, I mean, like I said, everything's looking good right now. They've got the momentum going. They've got a decent shot at picking up a 4th win in a row next week. They're gonna be riding high in the NFC South, and they're gonna be in first place after hopefully the Chargers take care of New Orleans tomorrow.
Yeah.
So other than that, I'm just looking forward to this Lakers championship tonight, 7:30.
Oh, that's right. It's tonight. Yes. 7:30.
Jimmy Butler ain't got another game like that in him, so it's all right.
I'm predicting they run away with this game because because last game they looked terrible throughout the whole game. They looked terrible. Turnovers, not playing any defense whatsoever. They did just enough to stay in the game until the end. I think they run away with it tonight.
They honestly, the last couple of games, they've kind of looked like they're waiting for Miami to just break and give up. I think they probably know that's not going to happen now.
No. But yeah, is there? I have to ask this now because all the rescheduled games. Is there a game on tonight?
Yes, tonight is. Oh man, I can't remember now. I just had it. Tonight is the. Well, I guess not.
There's no night game.
Yeah, the Vikings Seahawks. There it is.
Vikings Seahawks.
That's going to be a terrible game.
The Vikings are a mess, man. I would love to hear from some Vikings fans just to see how you guys feel right now, because just 2 years ago, you guys were Super Bowl on your way to being Super Bowl caliber, at least.
Right? On the way to, they were contending for the Super Bowl, and now they paid more money to their quarterback than anybody in history, and he's out here talking about why wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, at least last year, I think they understood that they were kind of worse at quarterback, but they beat New Orleans in the first round. That had to feel good. All right. Didn't do a great job in the next round against the 49ers, but at least you got out of the first round. Right. So you still feel good about that. You re-sign Kirk Cousins. Whether you feel, however you feel about him, whatever, whether you like him or not. Going into the season, I mean, as bad as you guys look, man, I know that's got to hurt. That's a gut punch.
Yeah.
I would be sick.
There's some talk that maybe Danielle Hunter could miss the whole season.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess his trainer, like his personal trainer, told him to just sit out for the year because he's got an issue with his neck. So we're hoping for that pass rush with Hunter and Ngakoue. Won't be seeing that probably anytime soon. But hey, Dalvin Cook is tearing it up. Justin Jefferson looks really good.
He does.
So you can be excited for next year, I guess. Maybe.
How long did they extend Kirk Cousins for?
I don't know, but at some point you're just going to say enough is enough.
Take your losses and just let him go and
you're not getting anything with him.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But Seahawks look good.
Yeah. No, it's always fun to watch Russ rip a defense up.
Yeah. All right. So that's the game tonight. Next week, you guys have the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens have the Steelers. And look, Steelers are undefeated, man. Didn't matter what I thought about them before. They're undefeated. They're leading the division. We're gonna beat the brakes off of them. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're tough. It's always tough. Like, it doesn't matter how good or bad they are, especially under Tomlin.
No, it's Philly next week and then the Steelers.
Oh, Philly. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a win.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
They almost came back on Pittsburgh today until Chase Claypool looked up and saw it was getting close and decided to score again.
4 touchdowns, man.
Yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Hollywood just got his first touchdown with us today.
Yeah. See, because Baltimore looks at it and they say, hey, we have Hollywood and we drafted some other guys with potential. That's enough, right? Pittsburgh had Juju. They had Deontay Johnson. They had James Washington. And they said, why not get another?
Yeah. So that reminds me. We're going to do a video on this, but I wanted to bring this up. I remember when we were doing a live stream with Engraven and everybody. Engraven asked a question which really applies to any fan base. So I'm going to ask this question for anybody that's listening to the live stream that's fans of any other team. Do you feel that you have been conditioned to, I guess, what how do you put it?
Want cheap players, basically.
Yeah, to want to get bargain players. Like, do you always feel like you're looking to get a bargain over quality players? Because me and B go in a bunch of chat rooms and we see how fans talk about the teams, possibilities of who to get, And anytime there's a quality player out there, there's always this thought of, well, we don't need that player, right? It's going to cost too much, and we got to sign these guys over here that aren't on the same level as this guy. But good bargain. Do you think you're conditioned to go for bargain over quality? Because I think a lot of fan bases are.
Yeah, and it's because owners want to pay less money whenever possible.
Yeah.
The cap is not something that actually prevents teams from signing players they want to sign. You can get around the cap whenever you want. It's just used as an excuse. The Chiefs had $100 in cap room earlier this offseason. They signed Pat Mahomes to the biggest contract in NFL history. They also signed Travis Kelce to a big extension. They also signed I think it was Chris Jones to a big extension.
Yep.
They had $100 in cap room. Didn't stop them.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. If you want to keep your talent, or you want to go into quiet talent, because they just got Honey Badger last year. The cap. You're absolutely right. It doesn't stop a team from getting players. You're absolutely right. It's just an excuse. And look, the Ravens as a whole are regarded as a top-notch organization. We have 2 Super Bowls, right? So, it might sound like I'm nitpicking, but these are legit things that I point out about the team. And I'm bringing it up because I'm looking at the offense right now, and we're clearly struggling. Even for the fans that are like, "Hey, we're good enough," as long as our defense holds up. Did you really feel comfortable watching that game today? Even though we dominated, I didn't feel comfortable watching that game.
No, and it's not nitpicking, because the Ravens are an organization that is defense first, that is real conservative. They've always been that way, and they're not showing any signs of changing. And you cannot win that way in the NFL moving forward. They have to change. They have to adjust their thinking, and they're not doing it. You don't look at a team that scored 12 points in the playoffs and say we're going to get a middle linebacker and a running back with our first 2 picks.
That's insane to me. That is insane to me. And everybody was happy about it. Now, and then we doubled down and got a second linebacker in the 3rd round.
And a D tackle. Like, all these low value positions that are meant to stop the run game. It doesn't matter if you can stop the run game. It just doesn't. You don't build to stop the run game.
The Ravens told you that they don't value middle linebackers, right? Because CJ Mosley put out a video asking them to franchise him. He wanted to stay, right? He wasn't necessarily looking for top dollar, right? He just wanted to get a deal done. And he's like, look, y'all better sign me or franchise me, keep me here. He wanted to stay. And I thought they should have paid him, right? But he hit the open market, and he made more than Zadarius Smith made, right? It was over 17 million. And everybody agreed, hey, look, you can't pay it to a middle linebacker. Okay, I get it. You can't pay it to a middle linebacker. You immediately saw why you needed him, and then you went and got LJ Ford off the street. You went and got Josh Bynes off the street. LJ Ford played well enough to extend him, right? So, okay, the linebackers played better down the stretch, and maybe you need to address that in the draft, not in the 1st round.
No.
If you already identified that a middle linebacker isn't worth that kind of money, why are you going to spend a 1st round pick on a middle linebacker to replace that one that you lost? Because the way Patrick Queen is playing right now, he looks like he could be making over 20 million a year when his contract comes up. Yeah. Right? He looks really good. He looks excellent. I had no problem with Patrick Queen, the player. But when his contract comes up, are you going to want to pay him that? Of course not.
No.
Of course not. So why'd you waste a pick on him? I don't know.
Because they like defense more than offense. They are loath to spend picks and money on offense. They just don't really like doing it.
I would think for an organization that has shown they can get quality players on defense later in the draft would be more wanting to get offensive players high in the draft, since they know they're not good at that, right? You want to get guys with talent.
I don't think they look at themselves and say we're not good at it. I think they just look at it and say it's not necessary. Like you said several times, they admitted that their wide receivers weren't good enough when they came out and said, we tried to get DeAndre Hopkins. So you're not trying to get DeAndre Hopkins if you think that the wide receivers you have on your roster are good enough and will get it done. They admitted that wasn't the case, and then they still didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, the thing with DeAndre Hopkins, when they admitted that they were trying to get him, all right, fine, you didn't get him. And I can't remember who went first. I think Diggs got traded first. So
no, Hopkins went first,
okay.
And then Diggs got traded afterwards, I believe.
Okay, so all right, fine. You try to get Hopkins, you didn't get him. Go get Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Right, go get Diggs. I know he went for more than Hopkins, but who cares? Who cares? He went for a first and something else, right?
It was a first, and I want to say a fourth.
Easy,
but I can't remember.
Easy, give that up. Or if you miss out on Diggs, get Allen Robinson, get Julio, get whoever. But if you were trying to get Hopkins and you miss out, you need to be aggressive, man. Be aggressive and get somebody else, man. Because there's no way we're gonna get it done with these guys. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the game today. This is the Bengals, and the Bengals are rebuilding. They're on the right track. They are. But they're rebuilding. They're not on our level. And if they had a couple turnovers today and gotten into at least, field goal position, we would have been in some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have been in some trouble. We got Philly. Philly is going to be a harder game for us, even though Philly is not necessarily good. I mean, they're more experienced. They could just have a good game. Like we say about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has the talent. And he could just happen to have a good game against us next week.
They nearly came back on the Steelers today.
Yeah, that's going to be a tougher game. The Steelers are definitely going to be a tougher game. They're already a rival. They're hot right now. Big Ben, he stayed healthy somehow to this point. And, they can score. So what are we going to do against those teams? And they have a defense.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good defense. So what's our offense going to do against these teams coming up? I have no idea.
Right. Because Carson Wentz didn't play particularly well today at 250 some yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They put up 29 points.
Yeah.
Is Baltimore going to beat a team that puts up 29 points?
Yeah. And to be clear, we did not put up 29 points. We put up 20 points. We had a fumble return for a touchdown. And by the way, Marlon Humphrey, man, I'm nominating him again for Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. That's his second forced fumble this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has a pick. I'm not sure. Worth every penny, man. I love Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
I love Marlon Humphrey, man. Look, I'm a defensive guy, so I'm happy with the performance today. I know it was against the Bengals. I'm ecstatic about the defense today. I also feel bad for Burrow because I like Joe Burrow. And his offense gave him no shot. His offensive line, they gave him no chance.
That is the other thing that I wanted to point out or say before we logged off here.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear any Ravens fans talking about how great the pass rush looked today. They said that one, it wasn't even the front seven. I mean they got in there too because everybody did, but every starter in the secondary had a sack today. Right. So I mean they got after Joe. But don't take this as any indication that Baltimore can rush the passer. They cannot. The Bengals have the worst line in the league. That's all.
You made this point before. The blitz will work on players like Joe Burrow, and on lower tier quarterbacks. It's not going to work against the elite quarterbacks in the league. They can easily pick that up. Mm-hmm. Right. So I don't mind you doing a blitz against teams like that. I wouldn't even risk it doing it against the Eagles. Right. Their coach can scheme for that. No problem. I definitely wouldn't do it against Mike Tomlin. I definitely want to do it against them. They can pick up our blitz. No problem.
Mm-hmm. And the better quarterbacks will diagnose the blitz pre-snap and they know exactly where to go with the ball.
Yeah.
Like you're making it easy for top quarterbacks if you blitz them.
Yeah. So no, I'm happy with the performance. They got it done for today. I'm happy with today's performance on defense. Mm-hmm. Offense they look terrible, man. I mean, I know Lamar had 2 touchdown passes and they were good. They were good touchdown passes, but I'm still seeing the same thing every week. You're trying to do something on offense. I'm not sure what it is, but it always goes back to him leaning on Mark Andrews, right? That's who he trusts.
Yeah.
That's who he knows will make plays for him. Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown. Everybody else is just.
And this is what I've said multiple times. You know, it was a warning. This is exactly what happened with the 2015 Panthers. Cam came out. He tore up the entire league. He had 45 touchdowns. He won MVP. They went to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to talk about what happened when they got there. Fast forward, Dave Gettleman said, "Well, Kelvin Benjamin's coming back. We're all good. You know, we had drafted Devin Funchess. It's all good." And the offense has never been close to that since, because you looked at a player who had a once in a career type season, and you expect them to keep playing at that level, even though you're not putting help around them. You know, they didn't fix the tackle situation in Baltimore. It's the interior line. You know, they didn't fix the wide receiver talent problem. You know, and that's exactly what Baltimore is looking like right now. You're saying, right, oh well, you know, we have Hollywood. We drafted Miles Boykin. We got a couple of other guys a little later. You know, if one of them works out, then it'll be okay. What if they don't? You don't even know that Hollywood can be a reliable receiver. You know, he's never done it. He showed flashes as a rookie. He's shown some flashes in year 2, but he's also disappeared for a couple of games so far this year.
Joe Newell made a good point during the game too. Hollywood plays tougher than Miles Boykin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing I'm very familiar with, having watched the Panthers. Kelvin Benjamin is the softest receiver you've ever seen. Ever.
The Browns just scored a touchdown, so they're up 10-7.
Yeah.
10-7 on the coast right now.
17-3 Giants over the Cowboys. Starting to get a little worried, but still I think Dallas is going to win.
Look, even if they pull this win out, there's clearly something going on with the game plan of McCarthy, right? Every single week, they can't do anything for the first 3 quarters.
Well, Emmanuel Acho had a interesting theory on why that is. And it was that the players don't like Jerry Jones, and they got paid and they quit. All of them. You know, he pointed out Ezekiel Elliott's numbers have gone down every year. Amari Cooper, I mean, he was really reaching with Amari Cooper, but he used touchdown percentage for Amari Cooper that's gone down. DeMarcus Lawrence, you know, his sack numbers have evaporated since he got paid. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's some truth to that. I mean, Jerry Jones is a very disrespectful person. But also, this is why everyone in the world told you do not pay Ezekiel Elliott. Pay Byron Jones, let Ezekiel Elliott walk. Because the performance of your running back it's influenced heavily by 1, your O-line, and 2, whether or not you're leading in games. You know, he's not going to have the opportunity to put up the same kind of numbers if you're behind.
You know, I agree with what you're saying, but I'll say this: when it goes all the way up to the owner, you know, like this, even if they make the right moves, you're still going to get this product on the field, because it's an organizational thing, right? Your front office has a huge impact on how you perform on the field. If your front office ain't together, it trickles down to the coaching staff and it trickles down onto the field, because they may not even like Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers had problems with Mike McCarthy. I know Aaron Rodgers, you know, people say a lot of things about Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't seem like a likable guy.
When you say a lot of things, what you mean is doesn't get along with anyone.
Whatever it is, he didn't get along with McCarthy either. I didn't see any other players really shedding tears when McCarthy got fired. I mean, let's just be real about that, right? I haven't heard great things about McCarthy either. But in Dallas, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not hearing anything about him not getting along with players, but I'm watching them play, and I don't know.
Not getting along. So.
Yeah, they're not connecting. I know that.
Not on the field.
All right, we can finish the stream here.
We need to hop off, because I got to go rally the troops in a few of these games, man. Like Miami's up 21-7. Cowboys are still down 17-3. Like this is bad. This is bad stuff. The Colts just tied it up at 10-10. They're the only ones who are even trying to hold it down for me.
Yeah, I'm actually proud of ourselves for coming back and doing a live stream, because I was almost certain we weren't going to come back.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. But yeah, if you guys have been following us, I see 10 people in Sportscaster. Thank you for watching this live stream. Please make sure to hit that follow button. If any of you guys are on YouTube, look us up on YouTube. Lunch Break Hot Take, LBHT Show. All right. And subscribe. We are close to 50 subscribers now. We just started. We're trying to hit 100 by the end of this month. Okay. By the end of this month, we're trying to get 100 subscribers. So spread the word. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Two dope guys right here discussing. We discuss Ravens, Panthers, and anything else you want to talk about. If you're a fan of another team, drop a message and we'll talk about them. We cover everything. Every week we put out a weekly wrap up of the games. So we go over all the matchups.
It's 24/7. We gotta get out. I gotta talk to these 49ers, man. Like, what is going on?
All right, y'all.
What?
Thanks for watching the stream, and we'll catch you later. Peace out.